The human mind is a fascinating subject, and while there's a lot we already know, there are still some unexpected and unusual facts that might surprise you. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at some of the less talked about aspects of human psychology. Remember, these facts are based on real research, but there is still a lot to learn about the human mind. And who knows, you might just discover something new about yourself along the way. Number 1. People who use sarcasm effectively may have healthy minds. Sarcasm, a form of verbal irony, has long been a subject of interest and debate among psychologists and communication experts. While some argue that sarcasm can be harmful and lead to miscommunication, recent research suggests that individuals who use sarcasm effectively may actually have healthy minds. One study published in the journal, Organizational Behavior and Human Decision Processes, found that people who use sarcasm effectively are more creative than those who don't. The study's authors suggest that this is because sarcasm requires the ability to think abstractly and understand the subtle nuances of language. Additionally, using sarcasm effectively may also indicate a higher level of social intelligence, as it requires an understanding of social norms and the ability to read social cues accurately. Moreover, research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who use sarcasm in a humorous and lighthearted way may also have higher self-esteem and feel more confident in social situations. However, it is important to note that the use of sarcasm can also have negative consequences if not used appropriately. Sarcasm can be hurtful and damaging if used to belittle or demean others, and it can lead to miscommunication and misunderstandings. Therefore, while using sarcasm effectively may indicate a healthy mind, it is essential to use it with care and consideration for others. Number 2. Our pupils dilate when we look at someone we love. The eyes are often referred to as the windows to the soul, and for good reason. Our pupils, the black centers of our eyes, can reveal a lot about our emotional state, including when we are in love. When we look at someone we care about deeply, such as a close friend or family member, our pupils may dilate as a subconscious signal of our affection and emotional connection. This phenomenon is known as the love gaze, and is a common occurrence in romantic relationships. Interestingly, the dilation of pupils is not just a response to emotional connection, but can also occur when we look at something we find visually appealing, such as a beautiful landscape or a cute animal. However, when it comes to interpersonal relationships, pupil dilation can be a subtle yet powerful signal of attraction and emotional connection. So the next time you find yourself gazing into the eyes of someone you love, pay attention to your pupils. They just might be revealing more about your feelings than you realize. Number 3. In the 7 minutes of brain activity before death, people see their memories in a dream-like pattern. As speculative as it may sound, the notion that the human brain experiences a surge of neural activity during the final moments before death has intrigued scientists and philosophers alike. While the details remain shrouded in mystery, it is suggested that within these last minutes, a unique and dreamlike pattern emerges, allowing individuals to witness a vivid montage of their life's memories. This phenomenon has been described as a sort of life review, or a mental playback of significant moments. The brain, fueled by a surge of electrical activity, may engage in a complex dance, weaving together fragments of memories in a nonlinear and dreamlike sequence. During this time, individuals may find themselves reliving cherished moments, encountering long-forgotten faces, and experiencing the full spectrum of emotions associated with their life experiences. The dreamlike nature of this process implies that the sequence may not follow a chronological order. Instead, memories may intermingle and overlap, creating a surreal tapestry of one's life. While the scientific understanding of this phenomenon is still in its infancy, some researchers hypothesize that this surge in neural activity could be linked to the brain's attempt to make sense of the impending loss of consciousness. Others propose that it may be a manifestation of the brain's final attempts to reconcile and consolidate the vast array of experiences accumulated over a lifetime. Number 4. Others' cooking tastes better than your own, despite having the same recipe. It's not uncommon to perceive that food prepared by others tastes better than our own cooking, even when following the same recipe. There are several possible explanations for this phenomenon, ranging from psychological factors to differences in cooking techniques. One reason could be the mere exposure effect, a psychological phenomenon where people tend to prefer things they are more familiar with. When we cook for ourselves, we are exposed to the sights, smells, and tastes of the food throughout the entire cooking process, which can lead to sensory fatigue and a diminished enjoyment of the final dish. In contrast, when someone else cooks for us, the food is presented to us as a finished product, which can make it seem more novel and exciting. There may also be a social component to this phenomenon. When someone else prepares a meal for us, it can make us feel cared for and valued, which can in turn make the food seem more enjoyable. While these factors can all contribute to the perception that others' cooking tastes better than our own, it's important to note that individual preferences and experiences can vary widely. Some people may genuinely enjoy their own cooking more than others, while others may find that their enjoyment of a meal is influenced more by the company they share it with than by who prepared it. Number 5. People are more productive in blue rooms. The idea that the color of a room can affect productivity has been a topic of interest in both psychology and interior design. While there is no definitive answer to whether blue rooms specifically enhance productivity, research has suggested that certain colors can have an impact on mood, cognition, and behavior. One study published in the journal, Color Research and Application, found that people performed better on creative tasks in rooms painted blue versus red. The researchers hypothesized that the color blue may promote a feeling of openness and relaxation, which can facilitate creative thinking. However, it's important to note that the relationship between color and productivity is complex and can be influenced by many factors, including individual preferences and cultural associations with different colors. For example, in some cultures, blue may be associated with calmness and stability, while in others it may be seen as a symbol of sadness or melancholy. It's also worth considering other aspects of the environment that can affect productivity, such as lighting, noise level, and ergonomic design. A well-designed workspace that takes into account these factors can have a significant impact on productivity, regardless of the color of the walls. Number 6. We're the most imaginative at night and least creative in the day. The notion that we are most imaginative at night and least creative in the day has sparked discussions among researchers, artists, and thinkers alike. While individual experiences may vary, there are several factors that contribute to the perception that creativity peaks during nighttime. One key element is the environment. The night often brings a sense of tranquility and solitude, providing individuals with the space and quietude necessary for deep introspection and unfettered thinking. The absence of external distractions can encourage the mind to wander freely, allowing novel ideas to surface without the constraints of the daily hustle and bustle. Moreover, the darkness itself may play a role in enhancing creativity. The absence of visual stimuli can prompt the mind to rely more heavily on imagination, as it compensates for the lack of external input. This heightened reliance on internal imagery and mental associations can lead to the generation of unique and unconventional ideas that might be inhibited during daylight hours. In contrast, other research has suggested that creativity may be highest when our minds are alert and engaged, such as during the late morning or early afternoon. One study published in the journal, Thinking and Reasoning, found that participants were better at solving creative problems during their optimal time of day, which varied depending on their individual circadian rhythms. Number 7. Travel improves mental and physical health. Traveling is more than just a leisurely pursuit. It's a transformative experience that can profoundly impact both mental and physical health. Whether it's a weekend getaway to a nearby town or a month-long adventure across continents, the benefits of travel extend far beyond sightseeing and exploration. One of the most significant ways in which travel enhances mental health is by reducing stress. Stepping away from the daily routine and immersing oneself in a new environment can help break the cycle of stress and anxiety. The novelty of new experiences can stimulate the brain, leading to increased levels of happiness and overall well-being. Simply exploring new cultures, trying different cuisines, and meeting new people can provide a fresh perspective and alleviate mental fatigue. On the physical health front, travel encourages movement and physical activity. Whether it's hiking through scenic landscapes, swimming in crystal clear waters, or simply walking through bustling city streets, travel often involves more physical exertion than sedentary daily routines. Moreover, travel provides an opportunity to escape the monotony of daily life and recharge both mentally and physically. Studies have shown that vacations can lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease, and improve overall immune function. Number 8. Broken heart syndrome. Broken heart syndrome, also known as stress-induced cardiomyopathy or Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, is a temporary heart condition that can be caused by extreme emotional or physical stress. The condition is characterized by a sudden weakening of the heart muscle, which can cause symptoms similar to a heart attack including chest pain, shortness of breath, and irregular heartbeats. While the exact cause of broken heart syndrome is not fully understood, it is thought to be triggered by a surge of stress hormones, such as adrenaline, that can stun the heart muscle and cause it to become temporarily enlarged and weakened. Fortunately, most people with broken heart syndrome recover quickly and completely, with no long-term damage to the heart. Treatment typically involves medications to help regulate blood pressure and heart rate, as well as emotional support to help manage the stress and anxiety that may have contributed to the condition. Number 9. If you have a plan B, your plan A is less likely to work. The idea that having a backup plan can reduce the likelihood of success in achieving a primary goal has been a topic of interest in psychology and decision-making research. While it may seem counterintuitive, some studies have suggested that having a plan B can indeed undermine the success of plan A. One theory behind this phenomenon is that having a backup plan can reduce our motivation and commitment to achieving the primary goal. When we have a safety net in place, we may be less likely to put in the effort and take the risks necessary to achieve our primary objective. This can lead to a reduction in the resources and energy we devote to Plan A, ultimately decreasing its chances of success. Another factor that may contribute to the lower success rate of Plan A, when a Plan B is in place, is the concept of choice overload. When we have multiple options available to us, it can lead to decision paralysis, where we become so overwhelmed by the choices that we fail to take action on any of them. This can result in a delay or even avoidance of making a decision, which can hinder progress towards achieving our primary goal. It's important to note that this research doesn't suggest that we should never have a backup plan. In some situations, having a plan B can be a responsible and prudent decision. However, it does suggest that we should be mindful of the potential impact of having a backup plan on our motivation and decision-making, and take steps to ensure that we remain committed and focused on achieving our primary goal. Number 10. Seeing faces in inanimate objects. Pareidolia is a psychological phenomenon where people see faces, or other significant patterns in random or ambiguous stimuli. This can occur in a variety of contexts, such as seeing faces in clouds, trees, or inanimate objects. Pareidolia is thought to be a result of the human brain's tendency to seek out patterns and make sense of the world around us. This ability is crucial for our survival and helps us to navigate our environment, recognize objects and people, and make sense of complex information. However, this tendency to seek out patterns can also lead to false positives, where we see patterns or connections that aren't really there. Pareidolia is a specific type of false positive, where our brains interpret random or ambiguous stimuli as meaningful or familiar patterns, such as faces. While pareidolia can lead to false perceptions, it is generally considered to be a harmless and even entertaining phenomenon. Many people enjoy finding faces or shapes in random objects or patterns, and it can be a fun exercise in creativity and imagination. Pareidolia can also be used in art and design to create interesting and engaging visuals that encourage viewers to find their own interpretations and meanings. By understanding pareidolia, we can gain insight into the workings of the human brain and the ways in which we interpret the world around us. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.